All right, welcome back to another edition of Scaling Secrets Podcast. I am your host, Alex Mahaz, and today we have a true titan in the world of local business and marketing. Please welcome Darren Testatori, the mastermind behind Thrive Reviews with an impressive track record of helping companies get found locally. Darren has become a go-to expert in this field. His expertise is harnessing the power of Google business profiles. Also, invaluable tips for getting more reviews, has really revolutionized the way businesses thrived in today's landscape. So get ready as we enlighten this conversation. We'll leave you with action items to take your business to new heights. Darren, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Alex. Thanks for having me.
You as well. Let's jump right into it. So it's a pleasure to have you. So you work at Thrive Reviews. You've made a significant impact on countless businesses. Can you share with us just, a success story and, some strategies that helped you with struggling local businesses?
Sure. Yeah. This all started when I was trying to figure out how to get local SEO, search engine optimization. Years ago, SEO was this huge thing, get your website ranked, and we were doing great at that. And a lot of our customers were ranking really high, but a lot of the traffic wasn't coming from the local audience that they needed. So if you're a chiropractor, a dentist, a doctor, an urgent care, or any local business that needs local traffic, it's a whole different strategy. So we had to figure out this way of first figuring out how are people searching the internet right now? What are they actually doing when they're looking for those local businesses? And once you understand that, you can understand the actual process and flow that people take to find you. Right? And that's where we started really honing in on. Let's look at that process and flow and figure that out, and then figure out how to drive traffic to the business. And that's really where the Google Business Profile comes in. It's such a key element that a lot of people overlook, right? Like say for example, we have a really big customer in Atlanta called Atlanta Dental Center. He gets over 50,000 views a month on his Google profile. He gets close to 45 to 50 new customers a month calling in to set up appointments. It's rare for a dental practice to do that. And part of it is because when people search for a dentist in Atlanta, they pop up. And knowing how those people are searching and where they're going when they're looking for that dentist is super key, right? So, I can go on and on about it, man. I got a lot of data.
Definitely. Yeah, so just kind of going off of that, the importance of Google business profiles, I think it really could be, just like an expert in the field, what are some laser known features or tactics that businesses can leverage to really maximize the visibility, to really attract more customers?
A good question. First thing you have to realize is that Google likes to reward you for using Google. So when you get the concept of that, all right, Google Profiles is a separate platform that Google built on their map app. It's like the Yellow Pages, right? They literally took the Yellow Pages. Remember those thick books we had when we were kids? They took the Yellow Pages, they put it on a map, and they listed every business in the world. And they said, these are businesses that we know of. Now, you as a business owner can claim that business, and you can then go in there and you can customize that profile so that it fits who you are, when you're open, how to contact you, everything, right? So Google's going to reward you for going in there and claiming it and then being active on it and using it. So what are the best things you need to do to use it? Well, first thing you need to do is you need to make sure you're getting lots of active reviews from customers, right? Ask for the reviews. You can do this in person, you can do it text, you can do it with email, you can get these near field cards that people can literally tap their phone on and it'll take you to Google. There's all kinds of ways of doing it. At Thrive Reviews, we automate the process, we connect to your customer database, we send texts and emails, and we direct them to a specific landing page, trying to get them to leave you a good review. And if they want to leave you a bad review, we try to get them to contact you instead of telling Google and the world about how bad you are, right? But the key is get the reviews, and then the next thing you need to do is you need to respond to those reviews. You need to have a human on your group or hire someone like us to go in and physically respond to every single review fast. Now, one key little pro tip I'll give you is put keywords in your response that relate to your business. Right? Super, super important. So you want to put your keywords in there. You want to respond to reviews. Now what you want to do is you want to turn on your messaging. Google has a messenger app built into it where they can send you a text message. You need to make sure that you have that turned on and that you're answering any communications that come in from you. So have it turned on, but have someone in your group that has their phone and can go in and look at the app and respond to those messages, right? Mm-hmm. And then you want to constantly be posting updates to your Google profile page. It's like a Facebook or an Instagram post. Put something there as often as you want. I recommend at least twice a week. If you can do it 3 times a day, do it 3 times a day. It doesn't matter. It's not going to hurt you, right? Anyway, so those are some of the key simplicities of it. Just be using it on a regular basis, right? Be in there, make it active, make it look like you. And if you're service-based, if you're going out into the field and you're not necessarily like physical location, like not a doctor or a chiropractor, but let's say you're an appraiser, right? And you're going out and you're doing appraisals. Well, no one comes to you, you go to them, but you have a physical area that you service. You don't want your website to rank for best appraiser in Sacramento when you're in Boston, right? You want Boston to rank. So you're going to need to use your Google profile. You're going to have to get reach, right? So one thing you can do if you're a service-based company is make sure that your photos are taken from locations within your service area and uploaded to your Google profile, right? So you do an appraisal on a house down the street from you. You go to that house, you break out your iPhone, turn on your location services, take a picture, upload it to your Google profile. That's going to show Google that you're physically in that area doing work, and it's going to help you rank. Something simple that you can do.
Definitely. Yeah, just kind of going off of that. So obviously reviews are crucial in just building credibility for businesses. Can you just kind of dive deeper and give us more of a sneak peek of how you get more reviews? How do you build your arsenal and get more reviews and leverage existing reviews, and then going back let's say 3-5 years of reviews, how do you leverage those good reviews?
So one thing to do to get the reviews, first off, is you need to know when your customer is the happiest. So you need to look at your service or your sales cycle. Let's say, again, back to the appraiser. The guy's not going to give you a review when he books an appointment for an appraisal. They're going to give you a review after you've given them the appraisal, right? So you need to know when in the sales cycle. I had a furniture company. So they're a local furniture store and they're selling furniture and they're trying to get business into the furniture store, right? Well, they were asking for reviews when the person made the purchase. Well, that person just made the purchase. They didn't get the furniture. It's not in their house, and they're not necessarily happy with it yet, right? So you wouldn't ask for the review when they bought the furniture. You would ask for the review when the furniture was in their home and they were happy. So you have to know your customer and know when they're going to be happiest, and then ask for the review. Now, another key thing when asking for the review is realize that people like to help people. It's just a common, the way this world works. You see a car broken down on the side of the street, there's a good chance you're going to go and help them, right? Someone asks you to help them that you like and know, you're going to want to help them, right? I just spent $5,000 on furniture. I like the salesperson. If they ask me for help, I'm going to want to help them. So you have to position your review request as a help flow. Hey, Mr. Customer, how was your furniture? Is it looking good in your home? Excellent. Do you mind helping me out and leaving a review on Google for us? I'm going to text you a link right now. Something that simple, right? Texting that link, asking for that help at that very exact point is going to start getting you lots of reviews. And also automating it. If you can use an automation tool like thrivereviews.io, you're going to get a lot more reviews. Now, leveraging those reviews to get you more business, that's where you start actually having to promote them. And when you have the reviews, now you can put them on your Facebook, you can put them on your Instagram, you can put them on your TikTok, you can put them on your website, you can put them on flyers, you can do all kinds of things with them to use those to get them out in front of people, right? Make it known that you have these reviews. Don't just let them sit on Google. Get them on your website. We have a great little website widget that you put, it shows all your Google reviews. And you can even make it so that the widget just shows the 5-star reviews. So it's not showing any of the negative reviews, right? But you want to use these, you want to get them on your website, you want to get them on your socials. You want people to know about them because they're there. So promote the heck out of them.
100%.
That's my viewpoint.
Yeah, no, being able to show existing customers too your reviews, and like you said, really just the timing is really important as well. So when to really utilize those reviews and prioritize them. I think automating it is speeding up the process too. It makes it a lot easier. So
it does.
But yeah, just going off of that, just today, in the competitive market, how business is, how can like small businesses with limited resources effectively compete against more established players, Fortune 500 companies, etc., into just local search rankings?
The key is really just knowing the things that Google's looking for, right? Google is looking for relevance. They want to make sure that they serve up what a customer who's searching wants. So if I type in Mexican restaurant near me or hardware store near me, right, that you're going to be relevant to what they're going to give you, what's relevant to what you're searching. So that's the key thing, is making sure your category is properly selected in Google, making sure your description of who your business is, and then obviously these other key things I went over earlier of make sure you get reviews, make sure you use your messenger, make sure you're responding to your reviews, and make sure you're posting updates. These little simple things can go a really, really long way to keep you up there. You'll see that Google's not just going to focus on those businesses that have, 1,500 locations across the nation. They're going to actually help those local businesses if they're relevant. So your job as the owner of that business is to make sure that your Google profile is relevant to the customers that are looking for you. So you fall into that exact category and description of what they're trying to find, and that you're active and alive and awake and you're still in business. Believe it or not, how many times have you gone onto Google and searched for a business and then you call it and they're out of business? They're not there anymore. COVID shut them down, right? So you have to make sure that you're relevant, that you're real and you're alive and that you're there, and Google knows it, or they're just going to start not sending you traffic. They want the people to go to the businesses that are open, that fit what they're looking for. So just take that into account when you're setting up your profile. And when you're managing your profile, it's a major part of your business, right? It has to be considered top priority in your business as a local business to get that traffic, because that's where people are searching. Love or hate Google, it doesn't matter. People are using it and they're searching for it, right? I get it. There's a lot of people like, I hate Google. I don't want to use Google. They're the devil. They have all my data. I got it. That's fine. You can have that viewpoint all you want. But that person down the street that's looking for a chiropractor is either going to find you or they're going to find your competitor. And if you're not on Google and your profile's not properly organized and set up right, they're not going to find you. They're going to find your competitor. And you're not going to get those new customers that you're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and I think you have to really do a competitive analysis and know what other companies are doing and how they're utilizing the reviews, and take
That's
that
right.
intel into your own business, or you're just going to be left behind. But yeah, no, so kind of, let's just zoom out a little bit. I'm really curious just to kind of learn a little bit more about, the early stages of Thrive Reviews and just the process for you personally, building the roadmaps, building the systems in place. Can you just talk a little bit about that process? Was it challenging? Was there things you wish you did differently, or was everything kind of set, systematic, in place?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. When you're building a business, there's all kinds of little things you have to look at. And the key is just setting up your processes. That's my viewpoint. I'm a process guy. I've been doing process consulting for 25 years, going into companies and helping them streamline the process. So the key is knowing what are the processes that you're going to do as a business, and then setting those up systematically so you can step by step achieve the things that you want to achieve, right? Like here at Thrive, we knew, we've been doing SEO, we've been doing marketing forever, and we knew that we needed to really hone in and help these local businesses get more traffic. So we had to figure that out. We had to find out, what is Google doing to get you the traffic? How does it work? What are they constantly changing? Right? Like, just did an update on emails the other day, right? There's this whole new process you have to follow if you're going to be sending mass emails, so that you don't get blocked by Gmail. And I think it's like something like 93 or 94% of all people in the US have access to a Gmail account, right? Whether they use it every day or not, it may or may not be true, but they have these Gmail accounts. So, and a lot of people use their Gmail accounts for marketing stuff, right? Like, you go sign up for a newsletter, you put in your Gmail. So how do you get it delivered? So I think one of the biggest challenges we've had is just keeping up with Google, right? And like looking at the ever-changing landscape of how Google is trying to make it so it's not easy for just, specific people to be able to win, right? They want it so that anybody can win. So, so the key is like, how do you know what the hell Google's doing, right? And then they're changing stuff. And it's like, damn, dude, you just changed this again, right? Whoa. So that's been one of the biggest challenges, just keeping up with it and knowing what we need to do and how we're going to do it and monitoring what they're doing and being on top of it has been probably one of the hardest things I think that we've had.
Do you have somebody specifically on your team that's monitoring those updates with Google, more on like the marketing side? Is there somebody that's delegating that work? Can you just touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, we definitely do. We have people that are constantly doing that. So it's literally a full-time job for people within our organization. Yeah. Their job is to stay on it, monitor it, and then part of it is testing, right? You want to make sure that it's tested and that it actually creates a result. So it's not just a matter of what did they say that will work. Now it's a matter of implementing it somewhere and then testing it and seeing if it's creating the results. And that's a lot of what we do is we go and we test. And we test and we test and we test and we make sure that that's what's working so that when we implement it on a client, we know that that's working. And if something changes and we need to go and, change all of our clients' algorithms or a couple keywords in their profile or how we respond to reviews or how our landing pages look, right? Because we build these landing pages for reviews. We want to make sure that it works properly, that a customer is going to click on that, give you a good review or click on that, contact us when they're not happy. Right, so we test a lot of that as well. So it's a process that you just have to keep on top of like anything else. And quite honestly, the reason I decided that this needed to be our business model was because I knew a lot of these small businesses don't have the time or effort to hire someone to do all that. And then when they go out and they hire these SEO companies, they're spending $2,000-$3,000 a month just to rank, and their website's now ranking, but they may not be getting the local traffic that they want because people aren't necessarily going to find your website first. They're going to find your Google profile first, and then they're going to go look at your website, right? But your website has to be relevant to your business because Google's going to match up your Google profile to your website. So if your website says that you sell shoes and your Google profile says that you sell dresses and you don't sell shoes, then Google's not going to think you're relevant and when someone's looking for shoes, right? It's just they're going to go, nope, this isn't right. It's not matched up. Believe it or not, it's that fast. They can do that. They can look at your website and look at your Google profile and determine if that person who's looking for that is going to get exactly what they want. So your website needs to be right. Your website needs to be the right category and profile and have all the right wording on it to match up to your service offerings. Anyway, it's a 100%. Process.
Yeah, and I think you lose a lot of credibility too when you aren't matching your website to just Google searches in general. So yeah, definitely, I think it can definitely hurt if you're not staying on top of that. So yeah, no, I appreciate you diving deep in that. Businesses in the marketing industry for quite about amount of years. Just can you talk about just what some emerging trends of technology you foresee shaping the future just in your industry, and really how to get an edge or over the curve right now?
I think the easiest way of making sure that you get an edge is to just keep on top of what's going on, or make sure you have part of your group or someone that you've hired that can keep on top of what's going on, right? You need to have that covered. So either hire a company that knows what they're doing or get someone on your team that knows what they're doing and that can keep on top of it, right? That's the simplicity of it. You have to make it a priority to know what's happening and to know what's going on in the world right now and how people are going to find you and where they're going to find you, right? Is Google Business Profile going to be the key forever? I don't think so. Maybe, who knows? Yellow Pages was considered the thing that was going to never go away. And look at Yellow Pages. It's gone, right? It disappeared, just like Blockbuster, right? So something else could come along. Like, you ever hear of a Vine? Remember Vines? Vines were huge for about a year, and then TikTok came along,
Yeah.
right? And vines are gone, and no one's, what's a vine, right? You ask some people, they won't even know. It was this huge app that blew up and took over the world for about 6 months to a year, and then it died, right? Anyway, so it's having someone on your team that can keep up with it, or having a group of people that you can work with that will keep up with it for you.
100%. Yeah, having systems in place and really being able to train and innovate with your teammates. Definitely, we could see how that's super important.
And monitor the results. Make sure you have the ability to track those results, right? Like, what's going on? What is actually happening? Is it working, right? You need to be able to monitor that, right? If you have a company that's supposed to get you more reviews and you're not getting any reviews, something's wrong, or it's not working, right? They're not doing their job. So it's just a matter of knowing that and knowing how to see that and watch that, right?
100%. Yeah. So in terms of just, like helping companies, what is like the first thing that you look for when you see a company, you're trying to get them discovered more locally? What's the first thing that you're looking for in a company?
The first thing I'll do is I'll look at their Google profile, and then I'll look at the number of reviews and their rating, right? Are they above a 4.5? Are they below a 4.5 rating? Do they have active reviews? And when was the last time they got a review? And then I'll look at, okay, let's look at their profile. How is their profile organized and categorized, right? Is it categorized properly? Is the description written properly? Are they active on that profile? Are they putting any updates? Are they responding to reviews? Do they have messages turned on? Can I send them a message, right? If I can't, okay, there's something wrong there. This guy is not able to be contacted. Most people don't want to call anymore. I don't know if you realize that. Most people don't want to make phone calls. They would rather send a message or look online to figure it out.
Yep.
Right? If I want a certain type of food at a Mexican restaurant, I'm going to go look at the menu before I call them. Right? If the menu's not there and they don't have the right link to the menu, or they just have pictures from customers of the menu, right, that doesn't show the current menu or a link to their website with the menu that's updated, then I'm just going to say, you know what, I don't know if they have it. I'm skipping it. I'm going somewhere else. I don't have time to spend 30 minutes researching if they have ceviche, right? It's like, I want ceviche. Do they have it or not? I can't tell. Next, right? You're going to move on and you're going to keep looking. Whether it takes you more time to find out or not, it doesn't matter. You weren't able to find out fast on that person's profile, so you skipped it and went to the next one. Right? And that's the key. And part of that you can monitor by the number of people that have come to your Google profile, and then the number of new clients that you're getting on a daily basis, right? Are you getting a lot of visits and you're not to your profile and not getting a lot of people coming to your business, right? So you may be categorized rightly and they may be able to find you, but they may not be able to figure out what you have fast enough. So they leave. Right? So if you see this huge trend of people are now coming to your profile, but people not coming in, okay, you're doing something wrong there. Well, if you're not getting anyone to your profile, but your neighboring company is getting tons of traffic, or your competitor down the street's getting tons of traffic, okay, what's up? Right? Anyway, so that's kind of a couple key metrics that we'll look at.
100%. So just in terms of, your long-term vision, let's say, 3 to 5 years out, from today, how do you see just more innovation coming internally within Thrive Reviews, and how would you like that, that vision to look like?
Well, the idea is to just keep growing and growing and growing and growing. That's our plan, is to just get more and more customers, and then just keep on top of the trends of what's happening in the world of search. Where are people searching? Where are people leaving reviews? Reviews are not going to go away. People are always going to read reviews. It's just a matter of where are they going to read them. Right? So we know Google's huge. We know there's a bunch of other different apps out there that are actually becoming more and more relevant. Yelp is kind of going away. Apple has just created their own platform that kind of does away with Yelp. I don't know if you know this, but Apple Maps used to be tied exclusively with Yelp. So when someone clicked on a business profile, it would take them to their Yelp listing. Well, Apple's making their own Google Maps version of Yelp. And or their Apple's making their own version of Google Maps profile, the Google Business Profile. They're doing a similar thing that Google's doing, but they're not doing 5-star ratings, they're doing thumbs ups and thumbs down, which I think is stupid because it doesn't really give me the ability of rating you. I think that they're just taking more of a political stance on the ratings, and they're like, well, we don't want to make you feel bad by having it so you get a 1-star review. But personally, I think it's important. I think that 1 to 5 stars is important. However, you'll notice that a majority of reviews are 1-star or 5-star. Not many people leave 2, 3, or 4 stars, right? It's like I hate them or I love them, right?
No, yeah.
Yeah, I think these guys are jerks, or they're awesome, or they're my friend and I like them, or I want to help them, or they suck and I want to make them look like crap, right? Anyway, that's the viewpoint on it. It's kind of so you just have to keep track of what's going on and look and see and where people are going, and that's really what we're doing here. Just trying to keep on the edge of what's happening so that we know where your customers are going to come from, and then monitoring our clients so that they're happy and they're making money and they're growing, right? If our clients aren't growing, then we're not doing our job, right? And that's super important to us.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, in any business model.
Exactly.
Yes. So last question, we'll wrap it up here. What's one piece of advice you would give to, let's say, a young entrepreneur in his 20s looking to, break in to, just any type of business or industry, but he doesn't know, where to start. What's one piece of advice that you would give him to kind of take, a path that you took, similar path?
I would say one thing you need to do is make sure you're not just trying to follow the easiest way of making money, but you're figuring out what drives you as a person. Find your purpose. What do you love to do the most? What gets you excited? Because you're going to be working your ass off at this day in and day out until you either make it or you fail, and keep trying again until you make it. If you don't like what you're doing and you don't have a passion for the industry or the product or service that you're offering, don't waste your time, because you're going to burn out and it's going to suck, right? Figure out what you like and you love. Get an idea for your passion and purpose, right? And then that's where you should start. Now, once you have that passion and purpose down, now start mapping out what can you do to help? What can you offer that's going to help your potential clients or customers, right? And then start coming up with your business model and your processes and your plan, right? But the first thing I think that's more important than anything is finding your purpose and knowing what you love and like the most. Once you have that purpose nailed down, man, you can start running with it.
Yep, 100%. And you come from a better place, with just your intentions too. And people can see right through BS nowadays, especially in business.
Totally.
So, if you're not, really passionate and you don't enjoy what you're doing and what you're selling, then it's going to show one way or another. So completely agree. But yeah, other than that, if you don't have anything else, we can wrap it up here. If you want to say any last words.
I appreciate if you have a small business and you have a local business and you need any help getting more traffic, you want to get more reviews, Thrive Reviews can definitely help you with that.
Awesome. I appreciate your time, Darren, and we really look forward to kind of seeing your business scale in the coming years, and it's a pleasure to have you on today's podcast. So it's another episode of Scaling Secrets Podcast. Until next time.
Thanks, Alex.